Hey guys, my name is Obi and I'm part of a Minecraft build team for the latest upcoming MMO RPG for Minecraft, and without further ado, welcome to Aurafall. Hey guys, Obi back here for another episode. I'm going to be starting work on the mines today. We've got a lot of different things that we're wanting to do down here. So we're going to go ahead and get to work on that. First off, I'm going to kind of build some varying layers in here. Maybe add some of this water kind of coming down through this area here. And then we're going to be working back on the mine shafts as well. Of course, they're looking pretty small right now. Now, there was a huge wall kind of coming through here. I went ahead and removed that before starting the episode. But we're going to go ahead and get started on the work today, and we'll see how this turns out. All right, guys, so we've got the interior portion of the mines completely finished now. Let's get a tour starting from the outside walking in. This is kind of blown my mind, honestly. I put a lot of work and effort into this. So starting out, as you guys can see from the last shot where this was completely emptied and undetailed, we've got a lot going on here. So we're going to go ahead and kind of start right here, and I'll give you guys the show around. So first off, I went ahead and extended the waterway coming in from right here down through this area, and you can kind of see there's a little bit of a waterfall down through here into the cave itself, just kind of following all the way down this way. Now, if we head back up here, I'm going to do this kind of a ground tour. We're going to walk completely through this. You guys can see that there's just stuff strewn about. This is a pretty profitable cave from what I can tell. There's a lot of different things going on back in this area here. You guys can see the different just ways up and the different trellises and scaffolding just kind of everywhere here, just heading up into the cave. You guys can see that there's just stuff everywhere. Now, one thing I did want to show you guys here is this nifty little plant that I found. This is actually a water plant, I believe, but the glowing aspect of it just looked amazing. Also used some of the sea pickles or sea cucumbers, whatever they're called, for some lighting in the water as well. We'll kind of start right here and we'll kind of show you guys. So heading back in this area here is just a huge storeroom of just different tools and different things that they would have. TNT kind of everywhere. I think it's more like gunpowder than TNT. Now heading back down this way, we have another store area here, just looking amazing. And then this way you can actually get down into the water right through here. You can head around this way. We're gonna head up now. So this is gonna be kind of where they're mining now. If you guys look over this way, I'll kind of show you here. There is an part of the rune from up top is kind of protruding down into the mine here, into the cave. So as they were digging out and mining, they've kind of found this here. Now heading up this way, you guys can see I've got a bunch of these little wheelbarrows just kind of strewn about. I think there's one there, there's one here. They're just kind of everywhere. There's one down there as well. Heading up here past the ruin here, we've got just kind of random bits and bobs here, just some different ore and stuff that they've located. Getting ready to dig. We have a crane here. We have two cranes in this room here. I'll kind of show you here. We've got one here, and then we've got one on this other side as well right here, kind of coming down into this area here. Now, one thing I did want to do is I wanted to make this feel kind of cramped and just like I just feel like there's so much going on. You can see we've got some little bats flying around, which is really neat. Now, let's head on up here. You guys can see now this area is closed off here, but you guys can see there's so much going on back in that way, back in that area here. And we've just got random little bits and bobs just kind of hanging around, different, precious materials and precious ores that they've found. Just kind of, I mean, just look how big this is. This is a pretty grand, big build, and it goes on, it keeps going. So we'll actually head around this way. We'll head down. And then if you head through this area here, which we'll show that area back in there, we'll head through here. There's some more kind of going on back in this area as well. Through here, we've got a little bat, looks like kind of hanging out, little vampire there. Now we've got, again, more stuff back in here, and there's just bats just flying everywhere. We've got another area that's kind of closed off back here. I believe this actually wraps around to the other area over there. You can actually see, if you look really, really hard in the background there, you can see the other fences that I have posted up there. But they've just got all kinds of different things kind of going on here. Now, if we head back up here, it kind of wraps back around up to the trellis here. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to slowly start to make our way over this way. Now this way is part of the underground aqueduct that I found, or that I created anyway. I didn't find it, but just made it, and you can kind of see that, you know, the water's just kind of pouring in. I'm assuming maybe this was an area that they were mining at one time and it just kind of flooded, and then it looks like they may have turned this into kind of a ritual site. They've got just kind of candles and different things posted. A lot of these little blue flowers, these plants here, just kind of growing in here with all the water. I think honestly I love this plant. I think it looks amazing. Now, if we head over this way, this is an area that they haven't really done much with yet. They've just kind of discovered it, and if you look over here, there's another ruin that they found on the inside there. They haven't opened it up yet, but they've kind of just barely scraped the surface of it, and you guys can see that there's some minor details and stuff back in there. It's really hard to see, but if you guys come and visit this, you guys will be able to check this out. And again, more ruins kind of back in here that they haven't opened up yet. So this is an area that they haven't really mined out and explored. They just kind of located that and left it alone for the most part. Now, if we head back this way, we're going to kind of head down that way. So we're going to kind of loop around and just drop down this way. Now, the actual way to get down is if you follow just kind of the wooden platform here, and then you head down through here, and then back into this cave area here. Again, we've got, this just wraps around to that other side. Now, this can be very confusing, almost like a labyrinth. But we're going to kind of get down into the main heart of the current mine that they're working on, just kind of moving around. You guys can see that there's just stuff everywhere. These guys have been just profiting and moving stuff in. And here's another area that's kind of sealed off there that you guys can look back in. There's a bunch of stuff back in there. Now, down in this area, this is going to be pretty cool. I'll show you guys that here in a moment. This here's just a fire that they have, you know, just to kind of maybe heat things up, or if they're working on something. And then it actually does go all the way up. We have a actual chimney. Now, I need to go in and detail this. I'm not too worried about it at the moment, but it actually does go all the way up. Now, in real life, they would have built these kind of like air holes. I only did the one here for the fire, kind of the smoke to escape, but they would have actually had these like long air holes that they would have dug out to bring air down into the cave. Now, again, if you guys head back down in this way, there's just a lot of different things going off in another area that's kind of closed off back in here. But if we head over this way, this is actually really cool. Talking about ruins, this is a ruin that they have discovered and have pretty much gone through. Now you can see that there is some dead bodies in here. Now this is kind of like a almost like a pharaoh sarcophagus. It was really inspired by the Egyptians with this build back in here, and you can see it's been opened, the lid's on the ground, and the body has been, for the most part, removed. Now there are some, you know, skeleton bodies back in here. This would have been whoever, maybe the pharaoh, the king, or whoever that is. Maybe he was buried with some of his servants. They just buried them alive with him after he died. But you can see he's got a lot of different things, ritual sites, site stuff going on here. Some embalming tools back here, and a lot of just his personal items, because again, if you guys aren't familiar with Egyptian and kind of that era, a lot of the times they were buried with a lot of their personal possessions because they believed that it would help them get passage into the afterlife. So I just kind of wanted to include that in here. There's just a lot going on in here. So far, I think this is a pretty awesome build. I cannot wait for you guys to come and explore this. You guys can see that we have the mine cart kind of coming through here. Now, if you guys actually look back in these areas, you guys can see there I actually do have some mine carts there instead of just the rails. I left them out of here because in the areas that you guys can actually explore, mostly because I know for the fact that you guys are going to be pushing them around and they're just going to kind of end up everywhere. So I just left that out of there. But please let me know down in the comments, guys. I think this is an awesome build as far as a mine shaft goes. I'm sorry if you guys are getting some noise in the background. I forgot to turn off my PC volume. But anyway, I think this is an awesome build if you guys are looking for some inspiration. This is the first time I've done an underground mine shaft. So please let me know down in the comments, guys, what you guys think about this. Again, I'm blown away. And then there were some changes that were added in. There's a few more extra buildings in here that were added into the town since the last time that we showed you guys. And then we're going to be doing some more interior work and just adding in some more stuff out here. So, but I think it's going to go ahead and wrap up the episode. Again, if you guys are enjoying it, hit that like button. Until next time, this is Obi signing out.